end-all and be-all of all things. And now I have the inspirational reading for today. I'm taking it from the Daily Word. This is great, the Daily Word. And I joyfully create the year anew. I greet this day feeling grateful as I begin another year. It is stretched out before me like a blank canvas, inviting my unique designs and bright colors. I use my zeal and imagination to dream big dreams and make bold plans. I release the past, taking from it precious memories and invaluable experiences. Even the experiences that were not especially happy have helped bring me to where I am today. I feel confident and self-assured, knowing that I go forth into the new into the new year, with God expressing as my creativity, my audacity, my kindness, and my compassion. My receptive, eager attitude for the coming year opens my heart to all the joy I'm about to create. I smile and I let wonder in. And now we can continue smiling. And we think about joy, beginning this new year. So our speaker today is a leader, a teacher, a minister here, and a proofreader. Because she taught for years, at college level, university level. She's speaking on the joy of new beginnings. So let's welcome Reverend Brigitte Heimers.
Yay.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, how do we get the lights on here?
Just push a little buttons until it turns on.
Very good.
This isn't Star Trek.
Thank you. So certainly, the first month of every new year is filled with newness, because we don't know yet what events are coming our way, what challenges we might have to face, and what new lessons we might learn in our physical, mental, and spiritual world. In fact, I equate this newness with new beginnings in many ways. The key to better understanding as to what is coming our way during this brand new year is to be open and receptive to the guidance from within. And this will help us to recognize that there is joy in discovering the newness. To this extent, I found a comment in one of our pink books, which are channeled messages from Jesus through a group of adult sensitives known as the Brotherhood of the Followers of the Present Jesus. An anonymous part of the teaching. And the pink book is entitled the heart of God. And I lost my place. Lost my place. Hold on just a minute. So I found a comment in this book, and the heart of God. And on page 12, Jesus tells us, and I quote, "Open your mind to new beginnings in your own life. It may not be immediately apparent to you, but here are many types of new beginnings." And he has quite a list. He says, a new beginning may be a change in your vibrations, some alteration of thought, in past lives, or new and eternal ones. A new beginning may be the further releasing of some old hurts or misconceptions. Whatever the new beginning is for you, it's all for me. Spirit is with you, he says, to guide you guide your steps into the new beginnings, not only the step into, but steps of the change. Be aware of news when your awareness seems to expand, allowing Spirit to work more easily through you with his conscious effort on your part. As you speak to others, feel how Spirit is working through you to bring peace, harmony, and love to those around you. And that is the end of the quote. It's a long quote. And as we move through every day of the brand new year, it is okay to begin with an open mind and heart. The newness that we receive with an open mind and heart is that we are never stuck in one job, one place, or one vibration, or one situation. With God as our guide, we have choices. Divine wisdom guides us in choosing positive, life affirming things altogether. So knowing we have choices, we want to refrain from any tendency to look at our day with limiting, what I call with limited tunnel vision. As we scan the horizon that God opens to us, we can consider alternatives that invite us to use our talents and abilities to new ways. What may have seemed a puzzle to us reveals itself as a blessed alternative. God's way is our way, so as we surrender to the safety and serenity of the infinitive. spirit within us, which we call our Christ self or I am self. So to feel okay with this oneness, newness, we need to be willing to change. So change is an opportunity to fully recognize and embrace the joy in the newness. When I'm going through any kind of change, I try to remember the familiar saying that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So I consider newness in my life in these kinds of ways, one day at a time, rather than in a whole course of events. I have faith and trust that I am, and my God self is constantly guiding me and giving me the inner strength. I am, my I am self is constantly guiding me and giving me the inner strength to face the newness in my life confidently and with a sense of adventure. I remember very well my first adventure at age 21, when I left the comfort and the security of my parents' house in what was then called East Germany to go to Düsseldorf in West Germany. It was a sort of escape. I had to prepare that move very, very carefully and with a lot of prayer. In those days, a young person in East Germany had no legal means of changing one's residence from East to West Germany. Therefore, I sneaked away via Berlin. And you know, Berlin in those days was not just one city. One part of Berlin was East German territory. And so it is probably hard for you to really envision what this was all about in those days. So I dared to make that move in order to in order to join the free world with all its opportunities. And two things were most assuring to me at the time. First of all, I had my sister in Hanover. She had escaped several years earlier to West Germany, and I still was able to speak my native language. So these were two things that were very assuring at the time for me. So facing that newness, I remember the first adjustments in Düsseldorf. As quickly as it was possible, I eliminated my wardrobe, which I had brought with me from East Germany, because it was very distinctly different and would immediately let everybody in West Germany know that you were not from there. So that was the first thing that I did, and that change I enjoyed as a beginning of newness. And change, as I said before, is part of new beginning, of newness. Change can lead into the somewhat familiar, but it can also lead into the unknown. Either way, change indicates a movement in an action taken. So, in truth, nothing really happens actually without change. So I am sure that some of you have some memories in that direction as well. So I'm sure that it happens to everybody in some way at some point. And the unknown is something that is difficult sometimes. It seems to me that every beginning is filled with mixed emotions of joy and fear at the same time. It is wise that we acknowledge both feelings, yet know that God within us is present in each and every part of our life and the lives of all living things. For me, it is a comfort to know that God within is guiding me to better learn the newness with love and with joy in my heart. It makes it easier to release my seeming fears or worries by giving over. My mantra is, and you are familiar with that, let go and let God. And that is a good advice for everybody, it seems. So my perfect jump into the unknown was the time when I left West Germany in 1960 to come to this country and be together again with my girlfriend, Waltraud. We had attended school together in East Germany, but then her family they had relatives in Canada, and so in those days it was easier to move across the so-called border, and so she had then studied in Saginaw, and her first teaching position was here in San Diego. And this is the reason as to why I ended up in San Diego, because I was visiting her. I had, however, no idea how beautiful this new physical environment was going to be. Almost permanent sunshine, as we are blessed here in Southern California, permanent sunshine, the ocean, and the mountains nearby, and then the palm trees. You know, that was something so new to me, and it was just wonderful to discover every day something new in that respect. So to make a long story short, my trip to America was originally planned as a 1-year visit. However, that idea changed quickly into a permanent stay, as you know. So, however, that idea changed quickly again, because I just could not get enough from this beautiful countryside right around here. And I expressed this of this newness, and I began with the English language. In Germany, I had learned British English, and in many ways, the English that is spoken here in America is somewhat different. And so, for example, after arriving in New York by ship from Rotterdam, I boarded a plane to San Diego. Some of you may have heard that story a little earlier, because I've mentioned that sometime before also. And I was greatly shocked when the stewardess said to me, as I boarded that plane, she said, "Hi." And for me, I had never heard that word "hi." I only knew "hello." So I just said hello, and it was, it was going well at that time. So as you can see, the newness that we are talking about, new beginnings, for some people more involved than for others. But I'm glad to be here, and then I was introduced, well, TIC at the time was at 42nd Street, and I attended a class down at the junior college, and that is where Marcy Medlock, we had the class together when she realized that it was a different life for me, and so this is how I got introduced to TIC, and of course the rest is history also. So you can see in terms of my topic for today, the joy of new beginnings. It is important to have the joy, regardless of what the circumstances might be, and with joy in your heart, there's also always a way to get across the uncertainties. And so I want to thank you for listening this morning to my talk, and Happy New Year, and let us know that this is only the second day, but we all have certain kinds of ideals in our mind for this coming year. So I wish that each one is experiencing exactly what you would really like to experience, or the better. Remember, the or better is sometimes much more conducive. Thank you.
Thank you.